Okay, folks, so I just made a video making a cheese flan. Okay, cheese flan is like a egg custard type of dessert. I don't know. I know it's good. Uh, it has evaporated milk. It's got condensed milk. It's got vanilla, and I added some cream cheese on it to make it a cheese flan. So I'm going to show you. I made one already. I'm going to make a plain flan, which is very simple. With this simple recipe. There's probably other ways to do it, but this is Chef Jesse's way to do it. So I'm going to show you once more how to make a plain flan. Now I made the cheese one. If you want to know, look at my video. And now I'm going to make it. The first thing I'm going to do is melt some sugar. Okay, so I have to melt some sugar because this dish calls for a. Let's see if I can get this on here. It calls for a syrup made from pure sugar, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to melt the sugar. You gotta be very careful that it doesn't get on your fingers or doesn't get on anything, because it will burn and will stick to you. So I'm melting some white sugar, and you gotta be careful, keep an eye on it. You don't want to burn it, because then you get that bitter taste when you eat the flan, right? So this is definitely not a dessert for people who are watching the sugar intake and even looking at, watching their weight. But it's a nice dessert to have once in a while, a special occasion, when friends are over. And I'm going to show you now how I'm melting this butter. I'm melting sugar, just plain sugar, and let me show you how I'm melting this sugar. Okay, so you can see right there. Okay, so you got to be very careful. And here it goes. It starts to turn brown. Okay, and it starts to stick. Just make sure that you keep mixing it. Keep it at a low, high, medium sort of. Okay, so there it goes. And just make sure you get all the lumps out of it, because you don't want to be biting into a dessert and have lumps of sugar. So you just got to make sure that everything is liquefied. And this is what you're actually doing. You're liquefying the sugar. And be careful, because it gets hot. And if it sticks to your skin, it's gonna stick to it, and it won't let go, and you're gonna be screaming, running down the block. I'm telling you, this is like making rock candy. This is how they make. Okay, so there you go. It's starting to melt now. You can see that. Some people add water to this. I don't know why. I wouldn't add water to it. I don't know why, but I've seen people do that. So just pure sugar, and I might need a little bit more. So I'm using about a cup of sugar. And you see it smoking there. That means it's starting to burn, and you don't want that. You don't want that, because you're gonna get that bitter taste. So you gotta. This is something you have to keep an eye on it, and you have to do it quickly. Once it starts to smoke, that means it's starting to burn. And then if it starts to burn, it's gonna taste real bitter on your dessert. And you don't want a bitter dessert, right? So there it goes. It's starting to. So I'm gonna lower the flame a bit to simmer it, and. This is not hard, and I learned this recipe from a guy named Chetebe. If you guys want to go on Facebook, look up Chetebe, CHE-TV, and he's a comedian, he's a funny cook, similar to me, and he's actually opening up a food truck in his town of Puerto Rico somewhere. And he has great recipes, simple, funny, and okay. So my sugar's almost melted. I'm trying to get the little pieces in there, and I just want to make sure I don't have any solid pieces in there. So this is okay. So you gotta get an aluminum dish like this, a 9-inch dish. This is the perfect size for this, and it comes with a cover too, so you can store it in your refrigerator. And you're gonna put all the mixture in here, and then when you cool it off. Couple hours in the refrigerator, you're going to invert it, and it's going to come upside down, and all this syrup that's in the bottom is going to be on top, and it's going to be the okay. So I'm going to melt it just a little bit more, because it didn't give me the. I'm going to melt it just a little bit more, and I say a little bit, and okay, so because I want enough syrup or juice, whatever you want to call it, in there. But there you go. I'm spreading it around in the bottom dish. Okay, I'm going to make a little bit more, and this is hot, so it's quickly starts to melt. Okay. And I'm pretty sure there's other ways to make flan. People out there saying, what the hell is he doing? Well, this is Uncle Justy's way of doing it. This is the way I learned. This is the way I'm doing it. And I tell you, it tastes delicious. The first time I did it, I was amazed at myself. It was tasted so delicious, so delicious. And ever since then, I've been making it. I actually made one for my parents, and they approved it. So if they approved it, it's good. This is getting hot. My finger almost burned there. Again, make sure that this sugar does not get on any part of your body, because you'll be screaming down the block with sugar stuck on you. So, and this is easy, gonna get hard real quick. So just put this in hot water, let it soak, and you should be able to get that. So here goes my my pan here with the syrup, with the sugar. Okay. Now I'm gonna start mixing my mix for the flan. Very simple. Oops. Okay. Very simple. And let me show. I'm gonna put this in the blender. So, folks, I'm gonna start off with a evaporated milk. This comes in low fat, and it comes also in 2%. I use the whole thing, evaporated milk, regular evaporated milk, and I use 1 small can of sweetened condensed milk by this company. Magnolia is my favorite brand. I use a little bit of vanilla extract. If this is the imitation kind, if you use the pure kind, you have to use just a little bit, because the pure vanilla is very strong. This one, and you can put quite a few in there, because it's an imitation flavor. Okay? And I'm using 3 eggs. So, and I'm gonna pop each egg one by one, because if you get a bad egg and you throw it into the mix, then you end up with a bad egg, right? With the whole, you gotta throw the whole egg. So one at a time. There you go. That's a good. I mean, I never have bad eggs, but you never know, right? I shop at this bootleg supermarket that you don't know what the hell happens in there. Anyway, don't beat the eggs. Just put them in a dish, and let me show you how this is done. Okay, let's go up here and we go down. Okay, so I got the 3 eggs in there. I didn't beat them. Just put them to the side. I don't have too much counter space here, so you gotta bear with me. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up, the Magnolia first. And I gotta take the whole cover off, because this is very heavy. And yes, I have a handheld can opener, because I have everything, modern technology here, a separate can opener, which anyway, there's no room for it, so better. And I don't open up too many cans, I guess. So. But make sure this pours out. This is what gives it the flavor. You don't have to put any sugar. Don't put any sugar into this. I mean, don't put any sugar. Don't add sugar to it. It's only the sugar and the syrup is what you're supposed to. Okay. And there it goes. And this is so good. And there it goes. It's very simple. Okay. So very simple. Very simple. Okay. Now I'm gonna throw in my carnation milk. I forgot to shake it, so let me just run it in the bottom here. Just shake it a little bit, and then we go. So that's it. Very simple, folks. 1 can of Magnolia condensed milk, 1 can of evaporated milk. Into the garbage, your 3 eggs, not beaten, just thrown in there. Okay, vanilla extract, and like I said, this is a flan a vanilla flan. So, and that's it, folks. Very simple. And you're gonna take this to the blender. Let me find my cover here. Okay, here you go. I'm gonna take this to the blender. I'm gonna start off doing it. I have a Ninja blender. It has number 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to start off at 2, and then I'm going to give it a 3, and then I'm going to slow it down, check it, and then come back. So stay tuned. So there you go. So it looks like it's done. Just check and make sure everything there's nothing on the sides. This one should be easy. The cheese one was I had to whip it up more because the cream cheese gets stuck and it takes a little bit more to blend. But this blended beautifully. And now what's most important is that you put your oven at 325. Okay. Now you're gonna say, how do I cook this? Do I bake this? What do I do with it? Do I fry it? I mean, no, folks. You put it into a pan. Now this is going into I can't show you right now, but I have a big pan, square pan with water. This aluminum plate is going to go in there, okay, facing up, of course, to water to about halfway. I'm going to pour the mix in here. I'm going to leave this uncovered, and I'm going to put this in the oven for about 60 minutes, 1 hour to 70 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't, make sure that it doesn't burn. But this is going to be sitting in the water, and that's how it cooks. They have a name for this. In English is called Mary Bath, which is crazy. But look it up. I'm not making this shit up. Mary Bath. And you put this in there, and the water sits around it, and it cooks it slowly. It takes about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. So I just made my mix. Here it goes. And I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can bring it down here and show you how I pour this mix in here, okay? Okay, so here's the crunchy in there. That's the caramel, the syrup. Okay, and this is a 9-inch aluminum pan, which I bought. You can buy it anywhere. I bought it 99-cent store. They're great. They have a cover so you can put it. Now I'm gonna open up my oven here, and I got my water in there, preheating. You gotta be careful because you don't want this water all over the place. I got my water here, and let me see if I can bring this up here. Let me see if you can see in there. Okay, so this is my water in there. Okay. And in there I'm gonna put my pan. I'm gonna put my pan in there. And like I said, it's gonna be in there for about an hour 10 minutes. Just be careful that you don't. So pick up the pan, right? Slowly put it into the water. Be careful because this spills all over the place. You got a mess. You put it in there. Make sure you got about half of water. If you have to add some water to it. Not making sure that it doesn't go to the top, just at least halfway. And then you're gonna slowly slide this into the oven without avoiding the spilled water. And then you get a timer, kitchen timer, 60 minutes. When it goes off, you check it, give it another 10 minutes at 325, and there goes your flan. So stay tuned because when this is done, the other flan is done. Matter of fact, let me take you over to the other flan. By the way, the flan is being done, but it's cooling down. So let me show you how this looks. I hope you saw that. Anyway, folks, so I cooled it off for about an hour outside, and then I put it in the refrigerator for another hour or two. So this is something you have to start making early so that it's nice and cool. It takes a long time to cool off, okay? So anyway, that's it. That's your cheese flan that I just showed you. And now I'm making regular flan. Same thing, we just left out the cheese. So folks, that's Uncle Jesse's simple flan recipe. Try it out. You might think I'm crazy. Try it out, it's good. Anyway, folks, with that done, after this is done, I'm going to start the next part of the dinner, which is mac and cheese, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to start putting my turkey, not the turkey, I didn't have turkey this year, I had my ham. I have a spiral ham, and I'm going to start doing that and glaze it and all that stuff, and we're going to be together till dinner time, right? So stay tuned for the next episode when I show you my mac and cheese.